Today we're interviewing Trey Cabbage, third baseman for the Salt Lake Bees, AAA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels. He was selected in the fourth round out of high school by the Twins in 2015 and has raked all the way through the Angels system. Cabbage hit the second hardest hit ball by a lefty ever with a 121-mile-an-hour missile last year, and this year he's hitting 300 with 9 home runs in just 36 games, one of those home runs going 487 feet. Our first question is, what'd you do in travel ball to stand out and eventually commit to Tennessee and be drafted out of high school?
Yeah. First off, thanks. Thank you guys for having me. Good to be here. Pretty much when I was a kid, man, there's so much more analytic stuff and like training philosophies and stuff like that. When I was a kid, I'm old. Like I'm 26. So like when I was a kid, we just played. Like me and my dad would go out and we would hit, every day, whether it was baseball or playing wiffle ball or stuff like that. That was the stuff that we just kind of learned how to play the game. And then as I got older going into travel ball, like I just made sure I worked out and stayed on top of certain things. I wish I had some of the stuff that we use now when it comes to like nutrition and strength training and, like different approaches to attacking stuff. But what I did as a kid was basically just go out and play. Just practice the fundamentals. As cliche and as boring as that is, that's basically all we had when I was a kid. So nowadays, there'd be a lot more that would go into it with like looking at how big league guys play. Like everybody watches everybody on TV, but you like watch those guys and figure out what they do that makes them, the best in the world. And shoot, I'm still doing that even in AAA. So like you're just taking grains of salt from different players and people and just applying it to your game to, put out the best product.
Gotcha. So our next question is, what was it like going from playing with high schoolers to pro guys?
I wasn't ready. I'll be honest with you. It humbled me really quick. I was not mentally ready. Physically, I think I needed to get a little bit stronger, which I did just with age. But mentally, I was not ready just to be in the environment each and every day, like early on. Unfortunately, I got hurt my rookie year. I only played like 30 games in rookie ball. But that little bit of a pause being in, taking care of my back and everything kind of mentally prepared me to like slow everything down. But it was a lot. Physically, it's still the same game. Guys are throwing harder. Guys are faster and stuff like that, but it's still baseball. The hardest part for me was the mental aspect of just it becoming a job at that point, and I let it get too much of a job instead of remembering that it's still a game.
You talked about having to get stronger once you got into the big leagues. What have you done in the gym to put up those crazy distance and exit velo numbers?
Yeah, I mean, each offseason I work out with guys at P3 in Atlanta, and a lot of the stuff that we do is in phases. It'll be strength, hypertrophy, and then the power phase and stuff like that. So just trusting those guys, like we lift heavy and then we'll transition into moving stuff fast, because you can be as strong as you can be, and if you're not moving well and moving fast, then you're not going to be very functional in your sport, whether it's baseball or whatever you do. So a lot of the stuff comes with getting stronger, but also like being mobile. Like flexibility and mobility are two different things. Like you can reach down and touch your toes, but if you can't get your hammies to fire when you're sprinting, it's not going to work. So just getting yourself around the right people and systems, in my opinion, gets you in the right position to succeed, because you got to be able to train in aspects that you play in.
So our next question is, what is your mindset like in the box?
I wish I could like send you guys the video. There's a video of Mike Trout. He talks about just as soon as you step into the box, you're the best player on the planet. And for that guy, it's probably pretty easy. But like you got to be able to go up there no matter who you're facing and tell yourself you're the best player on the field and that nobody can get you out, and that you're going to do damage walking up to the plate. You're going to do your job when you walk to the plate, because if you go up there with any sliver of a doubt, you're toast. So just going up there and not trying to do too much, sticking to your approach, but knowing that if you stick to your approach, you're the best player and there's no chance that guy can get you out.
What have your interactions with Trout and Ohtani been like, just them being two of the best players in the world?
Yeah. The first time I saw him in camp last year, it was like, you stop and stare, you get a little starstruck. But just getting to know those guys personally, like they're great people. It's a lot of fans start to think sometimes that we're not just regular old guys. Like we're still human. We like to cut up in the clubhouse and, you know, make jokes and just get to know each other and stuff like that. They're great dudes. Just watching those guys work and just seeing who they are as people, it shows why they are as good as they are. Like they bust their hump. They're meticulous with their process, and like I said, they're good people, and they're good teammates too. So that good karma.
So our next question is, what's a day in the life of a minor leaguer?
Well, since we're on the road, we'll go with a road trip. Usually wake up, grab some coffee and breakfast. I usually like to go and have a little bit of personal time. I do my devotional, read my devotional, and spend some time with God. And once we get kind of moving into the day, the first shuttle or bus will be about 2:00 or 2:30 to come to the field. Come in, do whatever you need to do to get loose. I usually get in the hot tub, foam roll, stretch, do some soft tissue work and stuff like that. And then we'll have like an early cage. We'll usually get a meal as soon as we get here. So usually grab a bite to eat, go to the cage. Once we get done there, we'll have some kind of fundamental or defensive work on the field. Have a hitters meeting to know the starting pitcher or the guys that we might face that night. And then, 6:35 is game time, so we'll be out on the line about 25, 30 minutes before game and get going. It's the best part about it, dude. My day revolves around work, and I get to play baseball for a living.
What's the grind been like in the minor leagues for so long?
It's been tough, man. It's kind of hard to explain without actually, you being here and seeing it. But yeah, it's just like there's certain things that are, out of your control. Like last night, I hit the hardest ball I hit last night, got caught. It was right to the center fielder. So like you can do everything right in this game and breaks just not go your way. So just the mental aspect of, staying consistent with the process. Corey Kluber talks about trust in his process because the process has outlasted results. It's continued to put up good numbers and shown that it works. So if you trust that process, you'll get in and out of slumps as long as you stay consistent to your work. So as hard as it is with, tough breaks or just not getting things roll your way, like it's still the best job in the world, even though it is a grind. What up, Doug?
So have you faced any notable names in your minor league career?
Yeah, Shane McClanahan with the Rays, Brady Singer with the Royals. I'm trying to think of who I faced this year. I faced the Japanese guy that the A's just got. I'm not sure what his name is. I think they want to.
Fujinami?
Yeah, Fuji. I faced him in spring training. Nathan Evaldi. Handful of guys when I was with the Twins. Kyle Gibson. I think I faced Fernando Rodney one year. I was with the Twins too. So yeah, I've faced some pretty good arms. It's been fun. It's always fun to face those guys because I faced Kershaw this spring, so that was kind of a, one of those step back and look at it moments. So, but yeah,
that's awesome.
So with the numbers you've been putting up this year, do you think you're getting close to getting that big league debut?
I hope so, man. I try not to get caught up in it. Like that's one of the things that I talked about controlling what you can control. That's out of my control. So I try not to play GM or, make moves. There's anything in my head. So I'm just trying to let God take care of that. And whatever his plan, whatever his timing comes, it'll be perfect.
Thank you so much for doing this interview and good luck today.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have fun. All right.